Today, we're going to dive into a really simple, kind of sticky challenge that teaches us a huge lesson about what it takes to succeed. It involves some spaghetti, tape, and of course, a marshmallow. And honestly, it might just change how you think about your next big project.
So let me just ask you this straight up. When you're staring down a really complex problem, what's your first move? What's your go-to strategy to get from A to B?
You know, for most of us, the answer is pretty obvious. You plan, you strategize, you organize everything before you even think about starting. But what if that whole instinct, that need to have the perfect plan, is actually the very thing holding you back?
To figure that out, we're going to look at a famous team-building exercise. It's super simple, it's fast, and the results, well, they're always surprising. It's called the Marshmallow Challenge.
Okay, the rules couldn't be simpler. Teams get 20 sticks of spaghetti, a yard of tape, a yard of string, and just one marshmallow. The goal is to build the tallest structure you can that stands all by itself, with that marshmallow sitting right on the very top. Oh, and here's the catch. You've only got 18 minutes to pull it off. So here's the gist of it all. What this challenge shows time and time again is that the teams who just jump right in, who experiment and work together, like kindergartners, they often build way taller and more stable structures than highly educated adults who spend all their time planning. It's this powerful reminder that sometimes just doing is better than having the perfect plan. Now, before we get to the wild results, let's just quickly go over a few keywords that are going to be really important for understanding what happens here.
First up, the marshmallow itself. It seems so light and fluffy, right? But in this challenge, its weight is the one critical thing that can bring an entire structure crashing down at the very last second. Next, we've got collaborate. Pretty simple. It just means working together. But as you're about to see, how a team collaborates is a massive predictor of whether they're going to succeed or fail.
Then there's outperform. It just means to do better than someone else. And trust me, you are about to see some serious and seriously surprising outperformance. And finally, stability. The state of being stable. This is the simple engineering concept that so many teams completely forget about until it's way, way too late. All right, so we've got the rules, we've got the terms. Let's get to the main event. What actually happens when you put all these different groups of really smart, professional people against each other in this challenge? The guy who created this challenge, Tom Wojcik, has run it with pretty much everyone you can imagine. We're talking architects and engineers, top-level CEOs, sharp lawyers, recent business school grads, and, just to make things interesting, he also ran it with teams of kindergartners.
So across the thousands of teams that have done this, the average height for a structure that actually stands is about 20 inches. Keep that number in your head as we look at how our specific groups did.
And here are the results. Okay, so no surprise, the architects and engineers do the best. I mean, building stuff is literally their job. But look at the rest of this. The business school graduates, they consistently perform the worst. And who comes in second place, beating out lawyers and CEOs? The kindergartners. I'm not kidding. It's a shocking but incredibly consistent result.
So, what is going on here? Why does this happen? Well, it all boils down to two totally different ways of approaching the task. The adults, especially those business students, spend a ton of time planning and trying to figure out who's in charge. They design the perfect structure on paper and only start building in the last few minutes. But the kids, they just start. They grab the spaghetti and they start building things, seeing them fail and trying something new. They're building prototype after prototype.
And this gets us to the winning strategy. See, the kindergartner's success isn't just a fluke. It is a direct result of their method, and it's a method we can all learn something from. Let's break down exactly what they're doing that's so effective.
Their success really comes from three things. First, they take immediate action. No time is wasted on abstract planning. Second, they do rapid prototyping. They build, they test, they learn, all in a continuous cycle, which gives them instant feedback. And third, they have this natural way of collaborating. They don't waste a second trying to figure out who's the boss. They just work together to get it done.
All right, let's pull all of this together in a quick summary. What the Marshmallow Challenge really teaches us is that success often comes from a process that's way more dynamic and, well, messy than we think. It's not about creating one single perfect plan. We saw how the adults fell into that trap. They spent most of their 18 minutes planning for the ultimate design, and then at the very end, they try to execute it. Put the marshmallow on top, and the whole thing collapses. The kids, on the other hand, show us a completely different path. Their secret is that immediate action and rapid prototyping. They just start. They build something, anything, put the marshmallow on top, see if it holds, and learn from it. They're getting constant, real-time feedback. This trial-and-error approach, combined with their natural, frictionless collaboration, is why they consistently outperform some of the smartest adults. They understand that age and experience don't guarantee a win. Sometimes it's about how you approach the marshmallow itself.
So the next time you're facing a big project, a tough challenge at work or in your life, just remember this simple little exercise. Don't save the marshmallow for the end. Find the marshmallow in your project, that core assumption, the biggest risk, and tackle it first. Build around it, test it constantly, and adapt as you go. So the real question for you is, how are you going to tackle your marshmallow?
Want to speak English better and boost your exam scores? Summary training makes it happen.